All right, I'm joined today on my podcast, Long, who's gonna go ahead and longtime member of the family here at Product Gym, and he's gonna go out there and explain to us what is an MCP, and why is it important for product managers to know what an MCP is. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good. How are you? Thanks for having me. Glad to be on the podcast. So an MCP, it stands for a Model Context Protocol. Without getting too in the technical weeds, you can really think of it very simply as like a USB-C adapter that allows you to connect your AI to various downstream applications. So it's really important for product managers to know because it's really kind of like the foundational like Lego block that is empowering all the biggest trends right now in AI with AI agents, like vibe coding, all this vibe creation stuff.
Okay, so is MCP, let's just say I didn't know anything about MCP. Is MCP something that like a product manager is responsible for building? Like, how does a product manager interact with MCP?
So it's a technical piece, so product managers wouldn't build it directly, but it's a good tool to know that you have that in your tool set. So to kind of like elaborate and explain like why this is useful, we can kind of like talk a little bit about like the evolution of like AI in these tools. So if you go back a few years ago, right, and you think about like the early days of ChatGPT, like it was really good, but it had some like clear deficiencies and it wasn't very useful. Meaning like let's say you wanted to ask it like what is the weather today? Like it wouldn't be able to tell you that because it was like restricted by its training data set, right? It didn't have like real-time information. So we started to evolve these things by like, okay, let's take the LLM and like, can we give it web search, right? So that's what like Perplexity is, right?
Mhm.
Or like, let's say, Rich, you have like a bunch of proprietary information that's not public, it's not on the web. So we started to develop techniques like RAG, retrieval augmented generation, where essentially you like take your library and process it in a way that LLMs can understand and feed it into the LLM. But at that stage, most of the interactions with AI, it's still like contained within a chat window, right? So now that we're in the agent era, the thing that's really powering all of this is the MCP server, which allows you to connect your AI to these different applications and not just like read information, but you're kind of like letting the genie out and like giving it the keys to the car and like actually giving it the ability to take control and like do things like in the real world.
Okay, so if I'm a product manager and I'm interviewing for like an AI product manager role, or I'm transitioning into the AI product management space, under what situation, assuming I don't know anything about this, under what situation would I be receiving questions about MCP on the interview, or how would they assess my competency with MCP, and how should I demonstrate that I have competency with MCP?
Yeah, so if you want to build an AI agent, you have to fundamentally know what an MCP is and where it fits. As far as like getting very technical into the weeds, you don't need to go that deep, but you should know that like if I have a proprietary system, like I am going to need to build an MCP to allow AI to talk to it and to build an AI agent around it.
What are some sample questions you could throw at me? Like, let's just say I'm interviewing for a role right now, and something that's very popular right now in the space is like building software for law offices, accounting and tax offices, and like they have like AI agents do a lot of repetitive work that these guys probably had like manila folders for going back decades, right? What are some sample questions that you think I would receive if I was interviewing for like a role like that as a PM?
Yeah, so like whatever that business is, you're probably going to get asked like, um, how can I build an AI agent? Like, what is an AI agent, and like, what are its capabilities? And for every company, that's going to be different. You're going to have a different suite of products that you need to connect to, and you're going to have different, services that you're going to want to automate.
Services that we're going to go out there and automate. Okay, so how should a product manager, sure, I've taken our program, obviously, but how should a product manager How much do I need to know? And what's the most effective way to learn it?
You just need to know the level that I kind of described. It's kind of like knowing an API, right? It's just like a very fundamental piece that is going to be critical to the tech stack of any AI agent.
In today's interviewing climate, trust is at a very all-time low. So, like, um how do you demonstrate, like, what could you possibly show me on an interview? Like, how could I show my competency in the form of a side project?
Yeah. So like to your point, this is kind of speaking to like another one of the trends around like vibe coding, right? Or like vibe creation, vibe everything. Where, employers aren't just wanting you to talk about it. They're like, show me that you can do it. So, one interesting like application of an MCP server that I saw that like can help you like display your knowledge
Mhm.
is that there's like an open source MCP that allows you to connect AI to Unreal Engine. So for people who don't know, Unreal Engine is like the system that, game developers use to build out these AAA games. But the power of this MCP, right, is that like now you can start getting into vibe, not vibe coding, but like vibe game development. You can speak to your LLM in natural language and have it like create this virtual world, virtual game for you. So doing projects like that where you can show that you like understand like the power of the technology and like visually being able to like showcase something to employers, that's like really big.
Got it. Well, yeah, I would actually love to host another webinar with you live where we could actually show people this, but um, is there what would the visual be if you were to show this on an interview? Like like if I was to ask you a question about it, what would the visual be like if you were to do a screen share for you to be able to show me this?
I think the visual would be like, hey, look what I can do with just natural language attached to an AI that's connected to an application that like I've never even touched this application before. I don't know how to use it at all. I have no technical ability, but just through, vibe chatting with an LLM, I can build something. I think that's uh really where the power is that it's like eliminating this like technical skill gap and like allowing anyone to create anything just based on their ideas.
Got it. Long man, thank you so much for making time to go out there and actually talk to us about this today. I know you're real busy over there in California. So I will go ahead and talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you.